Okay, so I'm talking sexual harassment. That's just my tea pot making noise in the background there. So, I have never been sexually harassed before. Before my superintendent, who I trusted like a father, he's like about 68 years old, and I've been alone in rooms with him before. Um, I rearranged Doug's whole apartment with him. One time, Doug broke his hip and he was in the hospital for like 3 months. It was really bad, and he needed to finally have a bed to sleep on that was proper, so I had to redo the whole bedroom for him. And Levon didn't touch me. Nothing happened. It was a big job. He just helped me with getting the bed out, but other than that, I was on my own, and I had to like make a bed out of plywood and stuff. It was a lot of work, but anyway, so I needed the help. I needed the help of a man. And a few times, he hasn't really been in my apartment. That's one thing I can say. Like, I shy away from, as much as possible, from having men in my apartment. But he's had to come and fix stuff, and he has to come and do stuff, so he has to be in my apartment sometimes. Sometimes, what I'll usually do is I'll just go over to my neighbor's house when he comes. My neighbor across the hall, we're like best friends, so I just go over there. But anyways, one day he said, "Oh, my wife, she has." Oh, and before anything happened to my best friend, she was saying that, "Oh, he must really like you," because I told her how he told me how he was watching me in the camera at like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 2 o'clock in the morning doing my laundry, because I said, "Oh, I'm sorry." I was apologizing for the fact that I didn't say hi a couple days ago or whatever, because I got fired. I got let go. I got let go because my boss was on a high horse and she lied about me, and totally unjustified. I got let go. And anyways, I was really upset about this. My boss said that she told me something that I have evidence that she did not tell me, and because I didn't show up at that particular time and place of which she did not tell me about, she let me go. And I got her so many clients. But anyways, that is another story. Talking about used and discarded. So, I was a little bit upset about that, and I was pretty busy, and probably I just didn't even want to say hi at the time, so I just didn't, because I'm a very shy person, and I think a lot about everything, from even saying hi. It takes a lot of motivation and a lot of effort, because I think about the tone. Am I saying it right? Am I interjecting at the right time? I'm a very self-conscious person, so saying hi is even a big job for me. So if I don't say hi sometimes, I just couldn't muster up all of the mental self-conscious facilities that it takes to do it. So anyways, he says, "My wife has some stuff she wants to give you." I said, "Sure, whatever. Your wife is a great woman, whatever." Da, da, da. I didn't really have that much time to talk to him. I was going back and forth in between planning a camping trip and doing some other really exciting stuff, and I had all of 5 minutes to do it. So I was taking a shower and conversating with Doug, and running back and forth in the hallways trying to plan what's going on. So anyways, he comes with the bag. I thought he would give it to me later, but he came with it. So he has the stuff in his hand, and he's like, oh, let me show you the stuff. I have to make sure it fits. I'm running around. It did not ring a red bell at that moment because I'm very busy. So I said, oh, let me go over to my friend's house and we'll look at it there, because I'm going to show her anyways. Like, I don't get, there's nothing that I don't do or I don't get, or there's nothing that I do not divulge or disclose to her. So, and when you get clothes, you go shopping, you tell your friends. What is the point of going shopping? It's like, oh, look at this dress that I got. Look at this, look at that, look at these goods. He's like, no, I don't want her to be jealous. And I'm like, jealous? Okay. I really didn't understand what that was about. Okay, jealous of, he wasn't, I threw out everything anyways, so, and there wasn't anything in there which he would be jealous of, or I don't know if they have a relationship, or I don't know what's going on. My girlfriend's got her secrets, and I'm glad she does, because there's stuff, don't burst my happy bubble. So anyways, I opened my door just so I could take the clothes into my apartment, and he proceeds to go through into my door. So I'm like, okay, bye. Like, okay, I got the stuff, that's great. And then he comes. Yeah, so he's in and he's holding his hand on the doorknob and he's got his foot, right by the doorknob and stuff. And he's like, well, is it gonna fit? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure everything will fit. Like, I live one floor below you. If it doesn't fit, I can give it back to you. It's not a big deal. So then he's like, oh, well, you need to put them on for me. I'm like, what? Okay, I'm like, I'm sure these will fit. These will fit. I don't need to put them on for you. So I'm standing by the door and I'm like, yeah, this will fit. This will fit. And he's just watching me like, okay, why are you not putting on the clothes? I'm just like trying to figure out how I can, because I'm a very joking person. Like, I'm very funny and I can take a lot of jokes, and I'm very, like, even with my son and stuff, people are like, why do you joke with him so much? You need to be more serious and da-da. So I'm like, okay, in a joke, my mind is saying, in a jokey way, how can I get this guy out of my apartment and avoid this kind of wacky-do situation? Like, whatever he thinks is going to happen is not going to happen. So, get out. So anyways, then he's like, well, he's like, oh, it's okay, it's okay. Yeah, I know it's okay. I ain't putting on no clothes for you. And then he's like, well, you never gave me, I didn't get any thanks or anything for the oven. What's wrong with that? It was the oven I protested against. I did not want the oven. He came and he fixed my burners, and I was really happy about that. And he tried to give me an oven, and I was just like, why, like, my oven is fixed. Why you bring me a new oven? I didn't get it. I wasn't happy about it. At the time, it was kind of like, I felt like an old woman screaming, like, just upset about it. So anyways, he brought the oven. It wasn't him. It was someone else who brought the oven. Thank goodness. Brought the oven. I didn't get to thank him, but I said, oh, I'll bake you a pie or a brulee or something that I liked, because I like to experiment. I am an amateur, but hopefully I'm getting better at making pies the more pies I make. Yeah, see, I just had a happy moment. That's good. I was so unhappy. So yeah, happy moment. Baking. I love it. So anyways, then he's like, well, I want a kiss. I'm like, okay. We joke around sometimes, so I'm thinking, okay, nothing of it. Here's your kiss. See you later. I love you. Goodbye. I've known him for three years now, and we have gotten this level of comfortableness that I thought that he wouldn't take advantage of. So anyways, then he decides to grab my butt. And he just, like, I haven't been able to say the word butt for a while. I'm proud of myself because I would say hinder parts or this or that, because I just couldn't believe that he just, like, full-handedly, just in a very amorous and slow way. It wasn't like, you know, when you're out walking somewhere at the club and a guy might just grab you quick or whatever and, like, take off or whatever or something like that. It wasn't like that. It was like the way your boyfriend would before you get busy, okay? That's how we grabbed it. I was kind of stunned. I was stunned. I was definitely stunned. Because then after he goes, nothing happened, right? And he's stamping his foot, and I'm just not saying anything. Because I'm like, what the and then he stamps his foot again, and he's like, nothing happened, right? And he had to say it 3 times before I was like, yeah. Like, I kind of came out of my head or whatever, and I was like, yeah, nothing happened. I don't know. That wasn't okay to me. That was not okay to me. He has a wife who's 1 floor above me. He's watching me on the cameras all the time. Sometimes he picks me up whenever he sees me, and, like, he'll be with his wife, but I'm just thinking, like, how does your wife feel? You're picking up random girls who live in the building, like, to drive them home, stuff like that. Anyways, I have to be honest, like, I didn't think I would take something like this badly, but I'm taking it badly. I'm taking it very badly. I haven't had a boyfriend since 2010, and I haven't been like that since 2010. That's a good 6 years. So, how dare he? Like, I don't even have anybody doing that right now. I don't even grab my own ass. What the hell are you? And it's the way. It's like I told you, it was really creepy way. Like he was going to go to the next step. And I'm just like, okay, it's not like, ugh, so disgusting. So gross. It shouldn't even be spoken of, honestly. Yeah, so not only that, like, and I've been trying to let him know, like, I go to church, I'm not like that. And the other part to this is the fact that, okay, I see him going into the office for very long periods of time with this other single mom who lives in the building. She actually just lives right across from him. And he has decided to kind of be like a father figure to her child. And he takes care of everything she needs in her apartment, is really well taken care of. Not only that, but he also helped in a very big financial way to send them to the Dominican Republic for a vacation. And I would see them going into the office at night and stuff like that, and it's just the fact that when she came out, she had this look on her face like something happened. Like, she's just looking down, like oh my gosh. And he's coming out extremely close to her, as if they're in a relationship. Like, extremely close to her butt and her back parts, as if they're in a relationship. And I'm just like, dang, I don't know about that, you know, I don't know about that, but That could not be me. I don't want nothing from nobody that bad. Okay, like I will live in a tent. I'll live somewhere. Like I don't need that. So that thing with that other girl has been going on for some time now, and he thinks that, and the other part to this, which another neighbor brought up, is that my best friend is very sexual. Like, she has sex with the janitor, she has sex with pretty much anything that breathes, okay? But I'm not like that. So perhaps he was thinking that I'm like her. But I've been trying this pen this many years since I've known him, showing him I go to church and this is me. What you see is what you get. I'm at church, I'm at home, I'm at work, I'm at school. I'm at church, I'm at home, I'm at work, I'm at school, I'm baking something. That is Michelle, okay? My neighbor doesn't understand. She's like, oh, and so anyways, the what happened is I tried to get some advice, and they called these people, and then after it got to the point where the police were meeting me at Tim Hortons to say, okay, they'll give you advice. So I thought it would be up in my hands if I want to charge them or not. And they're like, you know what, we can't advise you on domestic stuff, so you have to go to the office. So I went to they brought me to the police office, and then they said, okay, well, tell us what happened here. And they're like, okay, at this office, they're just going to advise you. They'll let you know what you could do. Nobody let me know what I could do. They knew that they were going to charge this guy from the get-go. And then as soon as I told them at the office, they're like, okay, we're going to pick him up in a police car, and da-da-da-da, this is what's going to be happening. I'm like, what? I have to be honest. At first, I was walking down the street, avoiding men, feeling like women are pieces of meat, crying. I was upset about it. I was very distraught because at this time too, I'm depressed. I'm going through depression where I'm crying a lot, and to the point where I should be on medication. So, but everybody cries. Jeremiah, the crying prophet. So I can't. So when somebody's in a time of mourning, to be their superintendent that wants to sexually take advantage of them, it's not a good time. So when they got rid of him, I have to be honest, I was happy. I didn't have to look at him. I didn't have to deal with him anymore. I didn't have to know that we had our dirty little secret, that didn't happen, according to him. And, my son even that day came home, and he was talking to him, like, about school or something. Fucking creep, okay? Creep-azoid. Stay away from my child, okay? Please. So anyways, my other neighbor down the hall, an older lady, she's like, please don't fire him, please don't do anything to him, please, he has a family. The man is like 68 years old. He sends his wife on trips to Russia like every year. I'm sure he's got like enough. Me, I haven't been able to buy soap for the past 2 weeks. I'm using Tide to wash myself. Okay, like I'm struggling to put whatever together to eat. Like, it's, going to my church food bank to pick up, and I never take as much as I need to because I don't want to look like a Marvin Craven person, But this man is well off, he's all around educated. He practically has his PhD. He can do pretty much anything he takes his hand up to do. And he's a man. He's never had to give birth before. Okay? I'm sorry, I don't feel sorry for him. I don't feel sorry for him. I've just finished breakdown crying, doing the dishes. I'm very upset. I'm very upset. And I wish that I could handle this better. I had a boyfriend who was addicted to porn at one time. And he brought me to the porn shop. And I thought I could handle it. I'm like, I'm a big girl. I can handle this. It ain't nothing. Wait. I couldn't look at anything. I had to put my head down. And I couldn't look up for the life of me. It's like it just tore my Barney and Friends world away. Tore away my happy world. It's like, people are this gross and disgusting. I cannot believe it. It's like you never look at a person the same way again. That's how I felt too after he touched me. I felt like men just saw women as piece of meat to, this is my thought process, like women were just cheap pieces of meat. They were just like to be grabbed, taken advantage of, and like, what is respect? Like, every woman is up for grabs, and men are dirty perverts, and like, that is, and those aren't happy thoughts. Those are thoughts that will make you cry, so sometimes, I've always thought that, oh, it's not a big deal. This is not a big deal. That's not a big deal. And then I realize how I feel about it is very different about how I consciously think about it. I'll consciously think about a lot of things like not a big deal. Let me tell you something. I spent my life on a nude beach in Vancouver. Nobody touched anybody. Okay, at Wreck Beach, everybody respected each other. If you were naked, everybody was naked. Nobody disrespected anybody's body. It's their body, it's their property. You ain't touching it. Unless you are sure you have consent. And, it wasn't a beach for that. It wasn't a beach for sexuality. Like, I'm not saying they prohibited it, but I'm just saying that it was so people could get the vitamin D that they needed in their body, and, a hippie thing going on. It wasn't about disrespecting people's body. It wasn't, human trafficking or something like that, So, I'm a very liberal person. I'm very liberal when it comes to nakedness and sexuality, because my mother was a nudist too. She'd walk around naked, her and her man, and I didn't have a problem with it. I felt like other people who were thinking dirty thoughts in their head, they're the ones who have a problem. And I have to be honest, like, I like that it was very innocent, and it was a time of not thinking dirty thoughts. Once people are like, ew, you know what they're thinking, and it kind of brings this grossness and this dirtiness into people's bodies. But that's not what it's for, So, I had a lot of trouble breastfeeding too, because my ex, he would be like, oh, put that away, what are you doing? And it just kind of wrecked my mind, like, what are you even thinking about? Like, why are you so disgusting? People feeding their kids, it's naked, it's natural, there's nothing wrong with nakedness. So I am not a horrible stuck-up prude. I'm very nicely in the middle. But I'm very upset that Anna is saying that this man should keep his job. That nothing should happen to him. I'm crying. I'm upset. I don't want to be. But I'm not a piece of meat. I belong to God. I am nobody's single mother, okay? I'm God's single mother. He will deal with me. No, you do not have babies by doing that. But you know what? You don't do that. You don't touch other people, like, and disrespect other people's body. Okay? I never did that to you. Please do not do it to me. Like, I'm not gonna put my fingers in your ass crack the way you did. Okay? I'm not gonna touch you. It's just disrespectful, man. Shoot, I'm angry. I feel like I could beat him up if I wanted to. I am so angry right now. I can't even explain it. But I'm sure that a lot of women have gone through. And I had a lot of people from church and stuff being like, well, what did you do to deserve it? Were you leading him on? Da da da. So you have to be honest. Like, I haven't been bathing. I don't want to look attractive. Like, I'm very careful now. I don't want to be like, oh, this guy's gonna think, or like, I have to repel people's thoughts, so I have to try to be unattractive. God made me attractive. God made who I am. I'm not gonna say I'm attractive because there's to each their own. There's times when I think I'm ugly as hell. Like, so, but beauty's in the eye of the beholder. But that's not about beauty. That's about grabbing somebody's ass tits. Okay? That's about something else that I don't even want to know. I'll stay out of it. So, what do you think should happen to the superintendent? Leave a comment below. Me, I don't know. I feel like there's no way to make myself feel better. And I'm happy that I don't see him right now. I feel like I don't care if he gets fired. It would be even good for him to get fired, for him to understand that you keep your damn hands off. People's body are not your property. He has a wife. I am not married to you. I do not have an obligation to sexually satisfy you. Your wife does. That's her job, not mine. I'm just a tenant living in a building, minding my own business. Should he get fired? Should he keep his job? If I have to see him again, I swear I'll puke. I'm going to move. I have to, because I don't know, like, it depends. If he gets fired, I think I definitely won't move. But if he doesn't get fired, I'm moving, because I cannot deal with this type of what is the word I'm looking for? You guys know this type of I just can't deal with it. This kind of disrespect towards women. That's it.